Hello, my amazing, lovely people. So good to see you all. Well, see you all, because obviously I can't see you, but you can see me, so that's fine. How is everybody doing today? Friday, like a chilled vibes here. I have my water bottle. Can't forget that one. And yeah, I'm super excited to get started on today's fun class. Well, not really a class, I guess, but the live that we're going to do today. So we're going to play around with some of the felt samplers, and when that focuses, it's been very slow to focus today for some reason. Focus. It's almost like it's set on autofocus. Oh, I mean manual focus. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see. There we go. I don't know why she doesn't want to focus. Anyway, so we're looking at playing with some of the felt today. And hectic week, relaxed Friday. Heck yes. I love that for you. Let's actually just turn this that way so that you guys can see me a little better. Otherwise, I'm just sitting in the corner there. And I'm going to pop out the chat so that I can see you all, see what you're saying. Hi, Charisse. Hi, Dre. Hi, Marinda. Hi, Christine. The usual gang. Love seeing your names. It's absolutely amazing to see you all live, chatting away. So, what I'm actually going to do today, what I thought we would do is kind of, I saw this and I was a little bit inspired to make some, nice plants. And obviously because the colors are nice and green and whatnot. I mean, they're obviously all the colors that we can see here. So it's all of these colors. Shoo, she is struggling to focus tonight for some reason. This camera has been nothing but problems today. For some reason. It's even on the right setting. I don't know, maybe I turned off autofocus. Maybe I should just check that quickly. Because otherwise I'm going to struggle the whole day. The whole live. So forgive me. Actually, let me just do this. Let me change it to just me. So that you guys don't have to deal with that transition. Manual focus, yeah, you see. For some reason, autofocus was taken off. Choose the autofocus method, yes. Eye tracking, okay. No. But yeah, let me know how your week has been. How everybody's... Hi. Hi, Olu. Nice to see you. So we're just struggling with the autofocus here for some reason. She's selected. Yeah, so we're going to be trying some of the nice Cricut designs. And I'm still going to be using my iPad as well, because why not? And for some reason it doesn't want to let me change this. Okay, hold on. Let me just unplug this because it's not wanting to change that. While, yeah. Hi, Malene. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Lovely to have you. Sorry, we're just struggling with the autofocus today. So what I actually want to do, so you guys have seen the sampler packs. So I want to, where did that poll go? The poll disappeared. Okay, so we've seen the sampler packs. So we've got the Felt Summer Sky. Okay, so we've got like a nice green neutral tone theme. And then we have the bright colors. So we can actually see the colors at the back a little bit better. So there we have the bright one. And here we have the felt. So we're obviously going to go with two different types of themes. So let me know what you want to do. We can either use the summer sampler, or so that's the summer one is this one, okay, and then the carousel is the bright colors. So it's either summer, carousel. Summer is the flowers. So let me know which one you would like to do while I set up the autofocus, manual focus. Oh, there we go. Okay, that is done. Let's change that back there. And while we see, okay, so everybody's going for flowers, which I love because that's kind of the one that I'm leaning towards. I'm not going to tell you a word of a lie. And then we can get this back on the ground, or off the ground. Today's live is also a very good indication of how my week has gone so far. It's been chaotic, to say the least, but we now have all of that there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Dasse. Now we are all back. And now we're actually ready to start. It's taken me about 20 minutes to set this live up because the camera different settings didn't want to work. Clearly I keep changing them and doing the wrong things. So, Summer Flowers is getting the win, which is great because like I said, that's the one that I wanted to do as well. Okay. There we go. So, I'm loving that you guys are on the same page as me. Let's see what we can do for here. Now, obviously, I've got to... So there's some really nice ones that I wanted to do. There was a beautiful little cactus that was really cute. And we aren't going to be able to sew it together today because I don't have my sewing machine. But it will be definitely will be nice to actually, you know, test out the actual felt because I've never played around with Cricut Felt, and to see and to like show you guys some tips and things like that of, you know, working with felt. So it was on the desktop. So let's just look for felt because I like just using Cricut Design Space, the ones that they already have in the app. I mean, it's perfect. It was a cute little cactus in a pot that I saw. Let's just zoom in here a little. Not out. Let's just zoom in here a little bit more. Is everybody still with me? Are we all still here? So this is a great one to test out. This birdie is really cute. Oh, I'm still going to put the aircon on. Bows are also so maybe let's also try a bow because it's nice and simple and we'll be able to put it together today. Okay, Charisse, thank you. I'm glad that everybody is still here. So we're going to make a bow and then I want to see if we can try and make the other section as well. So I'm going to end the poll. Okay, great. So, or maybe let's ask you guys. So, do you want to make the bow? Or do you want to do a cactus so that it's something a little bit more complicated? I really like the idea of the cactus, but I can't find where it is now. But I will, we can look for it because it's no problem. So let me know which one you guys prefer, to do the bow or the cactus. I'll show you where the cactus is now when I find it. Or what I can also do is I'm just going to open it on my computer and save it there. Okay. That works quite nicely. So then if we go now back to, we go cancel, we go to, oh, I never remember where to go from here. So we go to my projects. There we go. You guys won't be able to see the picture of the cactus, but it is very cute. I can promise you that. So essentially all of these little side sections here, you sew together. And I wonder if we can actually show you. No, it doesn't give us a preview, which is a pity, but let's see what you say. It's like you guys know exactly what I want, or it's like we're all in line with each other. I love how everything that you want to do, I want to do as well. So let's go for the cactus, and we're gonna pick. So we're gonna put the bright sampler away, and we're going to go for the summer sky sampler, is what it's called. Oh, and we have lots of fun content or different things coming up. I've got some great new toys to play with. So I'm very excited to see or to do some more fun things with you guys. Not necessarily always on lives, but at least in videos as well. Okay, so I've just opened the bottom. As you can see, I've never used this before. Never even opened it. And let's just zoom in a tiny little bit more. Okay, so it comes with a little plastic thing at the bottom. And it's got a little hook at the top, a hanger, which is nice so you can hang it up from somewhere. But I don't know how... Okay, there's another little thingy on the side here. I should be using my craft knife. Where is my craft knife? Oh, it's right here. This knife, this Cricut craft knife is so nice. I'm not going to lie. It is a gorgeous little thing. Actually, let's just cut it that way. Ooh. And let's cut that there. Okay. Okay, so it's obviously why it was just getting stuck together there. But that's very cool. So we've got some great colors. I definitely think we should be using this one for the cactus. Because now, as part of the design, it looks like they do use that color. So if we open the design up again, let's open it up in design space. So it's that darker color, and then we've got a lighter yellow, a brown, and then a pinky color. Okay, so we've got, there we go, now you can see it without the glare. So the yellow, so we'll use this one, I think. It's quite see-through. I was going to say deurskynend, and then I was like, no, wrong language, Kelly. So we can use this pink. This is a nice pink that we can use. Yes. Okay, so let's use this pink and then brown as well. Okay, so we've got all the right colors in this sampler. I think that's going to look very super cute. I think this is at one point we can probably turn this into like a drinking game. Say, take a shot every time I say the word cute. That seems to be like the word that many YouTubers use. See, now what you can also do as well, if you want to hang it up and you don't want to like lay it flat, is you can actually just take some washi tape. Okay, now we're not gonna look at that side. We're gonna look at this side. Can you tell how freaking cute this is? It's not, I haven't quite finished it, but I made this with my knife blade the other day. So cute. Is it available yet? You haven't seen it. I'm not 100% sure. It was available. It should be. Maybe it's one of those things that's just come in. Because this is the first time that I've seen it when I bought it. So I'm hoping that it'll be available soon. I'm not sure what price it's going to be priced at, but it's nice to see. It will be interesting to see how it prices compared to normal felt, because normal felt is also, it's not outrageously expensive. So it will be interesting to see the price comparison. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to zoom out a little bit. And okay, now we take the protective sheet off. You can see how messed up the mat was from the last time I used it with the class where we did, or the video that I did, and I haven't even taken this off yet, with those little earring thingies that we made. Okay, so I've got some transfer tape here. I'm just going to take off, and this is honestly the best way that I find that is the easiest to take transfer tape off. I just take my spatula or spatula tool. I mean, you can even use your scraping tool, and I just lift it up like that. It honestly comes off so easily, but it gets stuck to your fingers more than it gets stuck to the mat, or that it doesn't want to come off the mat. Because obviously you're lifting it up. The sticky side is facing up. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we've got our mats clean. That's one way we can clean our mats. Now, I'm going to put the transfer tape face up on my mat, like we did last time. You can put the felt directly onto the mat if you want to. I'm not going to, because I want to. I suppose maybe we can even. Let's do it. Let's put it face up on the mat. Let's see which color we're going to start with. I unfortunately only have one of the pink mats. I've got several of the others. Charisse, yeah, that's hilarious. I love that. Okay, so let's click make it and see how. So we're going to cut it on a mat. Okay, it wants us to start with the brown one first. I always feel it's such a waste cutting one thing. Oh, now I've got transfer tape in my hair. It's stuck to my fingers. Now it's in my hair. Okay. So we're going to start with the brown one. But first, I actually want to change the blade in my machine, because we're obviously going to be using the rotary blade. And I also have one of these gorgeous little things. So what I actually didn't realize about these is that the blades, as you can see, they move around quite freely. I probably would have liked it a little bit more if they'd, stuck in there, or they had little notches that they could have gone into so they don't move around. But it's also nice that they can move around so freely. I also, when I was looking at this initially, I thought it was very expensive and it wasn't worth it. But it's got a nice little thingy at the bottom to stop it from like moving around on the table, and to have it soft on the table. Enjoy your class, Dre. Thank you for popping in. And also, this is very sturdy. And this is very nice. It's nice, like a rubbery type thing at the bottom. And then you fit that on top there. And then it clicks back into place. So this is where we keep all of our blades. So I'm going to take out that's the knife blade. I'm going to take out that's the quick swap. I now have 2 quick swap housings as well. So let me actually put those 2 on that side. There we go. So I've got the rotary blade, and I'm just going to change that in the machine. Waiting for the machine to switch on. Hi, Nadia. Okay, let me also end the poll because the poll is already done. So I'm just taking out the fine point blade and loading in the rotary blade. And then I'm going to put my fine point blade somewhere back in here. Okay. So like I said, we're going to be starting with the brown one. Seeing how that goes. I also wonder if I shouldn't just cut out a piece for here. So I'm going to cut out, so what I normally do here is I normally look at the size. So it's a 6.5 centimeters. It takes up like 3 inches. So I'll probably measure out on the side and then just cut it out, just so I don't have to stick the felt over the entire mat unnecessarily. It's a bit of a waste to add extra onto your mat when you don't actually need to. Okay. So it's about 3 inches. And yes, I'm just going to work here in inches. Soma. And then make sure that I've got 3 inches on that side. Do you guys also do the same thing? Do you cut your media down roughly to size when you're working with these kinds of things? Or is it just me? What we can also do, because we've done that, we can also actually cut the yellow one at the same time. So I'm going to put that one in the top corner here, like that. And then I'm going to cut the yellow at the same time. So I'm going to, let's just zoom in. I'm going to click on the 3 dots at the top, move object, and move it to the brown mat. And then I'm going to move it to the other side. So we're cutting the brown on the one side and then the yellow on the other side. Okay. And this is about 2 inches. So let's just go with about that size. Okay. And then we put it on the mat here. Because the less mats you have to like load and unload and load and unload, you know, the better. The pink we could probably also even do at the same time. So I'm just going to do the same with the pink as well. Going to click the 3 dots, move object, move it to the brown mat, and then move it down to the bottom. And then again, move object, move to the brown mat, and move it down. And then the last one, move object, move to the brown mat, and move it down. Has everybody had a good week? Has it been a successful one? Okay. Just want to make sure that I'm getting the sizing right on this one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go with 7 inches. And I'm sorry for the non-Americans, but it's just easier with the blocks. I always just work in inches just because of the blocks. Okay, so let's go with 7 inches and just over 2 inches in height. Yeah, I know what you mean, Christine. It drives me nuts sometimes as well. I often forget. I just find that with these things, it's probably just a little bit easier to try and remember. Okay. I'm actually, or again, being very dumb. I should be using my rotary blade for this, but I haven't even opened my rotary blade. Look at this, guys. I got a very cute rotary blade. So should we open it or should we leave it? Yeah, we can open it. Let's open it for you guys. You can't even see me opening it. There we go. What's also nice about this one is that it's actually got a complete protection. So you have to like pull that one down. I don't know how you get it back up again. Ah, there we go. So you press that down and you pull it down to open up the blade like that. And then it clips back into safe position, which I really like. So now we've got that open. Let's just pull this out. Instead of using the scissors. Okay. And now let's do the first cut. Oh, hi, Terry Ann. I'm glad that's a good tip for you. Yeah, I do it. I move to things to the mat all the time just to save on hassle. So she's open and we're going to do our first cut. This is totally not going to be straight, but that's fine. Ooh. Oh, wow. I barely even used any pressure there. That was so much easier than scissors. Why didn't I do that before? And then we close it. Now it's in safety mode. I love that. That is very cool. Very cool. I love using new things, don't you guys? It's so much fun. Okay. So now we take our pink and we put it on our mat at the bottom there. So now we're going to cut all 3 colors at the same time. And I like to use each corner just because it's a lot easier. And then we're going to load the mat into the machine. So if you guys want to see the machine, I can show you. Let's actually just show you. We're going to need to just go upside down so that I don't have to flip the camera. Because that will be a pain. There we go. Okay. Woo, she's overexposed. Why is she overexposed so much? No, no, no. There we go. My bad. Sorry, that was me. Okay. So, we're going to now select the material. So we're going to go next. Oh, we first connect to the machine, obviously. She's on. Might take a while. There we go. She's picked up Le Maker. I wonder if I should remove that a little. That should be fine. Okay, so the material is not... Excuse me, it's not here because I've never cut felt before. So I'm going to go to all materials and I'm still going to type it. Okay, so we have a bunch of different options. I think this is just a normal felt. So I'm just going to select normal felt. It says you can even use the fine point blade. That's very interesting. Let me just check that quickly, that it's actually the right one. Because I don't want to use the wrong one. Okay, so it doesn't even want to use the rotary blade. It wants to use the fine point blade, which again, like I said, this is the first time I'm cutting felt on the Cricut. So it's nice to actually see. So I'm going to take the rotary blade out and load the fine point blade back in. Interesting. Let's see how this works. Okay, so we load it up. Okay, and now she's ready to go. So we click play. How do you think this is going to turn out, guys? Do you think it's going to turn out fine? I'm very, very interested to see how this is going to turn out because, like I said, I was expecting to be able to use the rotary blade, hence why the rotary blade is in the picture. It's awkward. But let's see. Can felt be cut on a joy too, seeing as it's using that blade? Terry, if it works, then theoretically, yes. You see, it's actually come off. Okay. See how the felt actually came loose. So see, it's actually, let's wait for it to focus. There we go. There's actually nothing that's happened to the felt. No cuts, nothing. So I'm not quite sure why it wants to use that. I'm just going to put it back onto... See, this is exactly what I was worried about with the fine point blade, because the fine point blade drags it across and it doesn't actually work correctly. Let's just see quickly. So what I'm doing is I'm just checking on my iPad here for the different materials. So let's go there for felt. See, it still says fine point blade. That's so strange. Let's try a different mat. Let's try the green mat. And let's see if that works. Because I know that the fabric grip mat is quite a light grip. So maybe it doesn't like that light of a grip. So I'm just going to transfer everything in the same position as what it was from this one to, oh, I can't really see properly, to the standard grip. Okay, let's just put that there for now. And then what I'm going to do as well is this is going to be like super zoomed in, so I apologize. And the camera's moving as well because of the connector. I'm also going to use the brayer as well, just to make sure that we get this on there properly. Okay, so we bray it on. Make sure that it's stuck on there properly. And let's try that again. I will show you the machine again in a second. Just want to cover that up because I'm notorious for not covering things up. Okay. We've still got felt. We've still got everything selected. So let's just click play. You love this felt. Do you think the CB09 blade can cut it? Theoretically, if the fine point blade cuts it, the CB09 should be able to cut it as well. But let's hold off until we've actually seen the cut. Maybe we just had the wrong mat. It also just shows you how important it is to actually test different mats with different substrates or substances. You see it's starting to come loose there already. We might even need the strong grip mat for this. Okay. Okay, so it's come loose again here on the standard grip. So, and it hasn't cut through. There's no cuts being made there. So let's try the standard grip. I mean the strong grip. It's not looking good for our felty friends. Either that or we need to try a different cut setting. So let's just see how this turns out. And again, this is driving me nuts. My technology is not working with me today. Because these things aren't, no matter how many times you tighten them, they still come loose. That's it. Okay, that should be a little bit better. So let's transfer, get this off the way. It's also driving me nuts. Let's transfer it all over onto the strong grip and see how this works. Do you guys like seeing these kinds of live fails almost? I always enjoy it when it comes to these kinds of things because very often you always think that everything goes according to plan. You kind of, by not seeing somebody else fail, you don't know how they fix their problems. So when you have problems, you don't know how to fix them because you've never seen this. So I think it's really nice, or at least that's what I'm sticking to. And then we just cover up our mat just to make sure. And then again, I'm going to braid this on. And there we go. I'm glad, Terry. Or Terry Ann, should I say, rather. Apologies. Okay, so we're back to the how am I going to turn this now? There we go. Back to the Cricut, and we're going to see what she does now. And if this doesn't work on the fine point, then I'm going to change it to the Rotary. So hold thumbs that she works. or hold thumbs that she doesn't. Oh, Terry is preference. Okay, cool. I'll remember that. I mean, we haven't cut through on the felt. But let's hope. Let's hope she works. Keep an eye out for me. I have a feeling it's not going to, but let's see. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it'll work? Okay, well, it hasn't come off on the strong grip. It looks like it's working quite nicely. You guys can't hear it, but it sounds like it's tearing. And it's doing a double pass, I see as well. So I hope this works. Okay, so now it's just cutting the last one. Okay, that looks pretty promising. If we take a look at the different things that we've cut, let's just zoom out there, unload. Okay, so we can see that we can see exactly where it's cut. So clearly strong grip matte is the preference, and I went a little bit, so that's gonna have a little bit of a cut off there, but that's fine. So let's see. Oh, it hasn't cut all the way through, as we can see. Let's just bring this back a little. Okay, so it hasn't. Shouldn't you tape it down? You can. I'm using the strong grip, so I don't feel a need to tape it down because I knew that my strong grip was very strong. But we can see here how it hasn't cut all the way through, so I think maybe a third pass would have worked a little bit better. And a lot of this is coming down to trial and error with your actual settings. So maybe what I'll do is I'll cut another piece of this a little bit bigger, and I think this one should be all right. Yeah, let's cut another piece of the pink. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I go into Design Space and actually change the cut settings. Okay. That's so cool. I love it. I love it. Okay. So we're going to put this back here. Okay. This one also, I'm going to let that cut again. So when we change the cut settings here, so I'm going to go to, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. So I'm going to go to all materials. All right, and then we go to settings. Now what we can do is we can change the settings of the existing felt, which I'm going to do because clearly it's not cutting through on my machine. So I'm going to, and I know that that probably won't work with other felt either. So I'm going to scroll till I see the felt. You can search in the search bar as well. Then we go to felt. Now I'm going to turn that on there, and you see how here it has the multi-cut section. So I don't really want to increase the force because the force is the pressure that it puts down. So what I actually want to do is I want to change the number of times it cuts. So I might even change it to 4. I can probably just leave it at 3. 3 will probably be fine. But let's test with 4 and let's save that. Now it'll save it for this specific machine because it almost seems like the materials, custom materials, are machine specific. So if you're using a different machine, you'll need to change it for that as well. So let's close that, or let's select felt. And we're going to go back onto the brown mat because we're going to cut the same thing again. And I'm going to click play. So it was already on 2 passes, Christine. So I've made it onto 4, just to make sure. And we'll only really be able to tell this if it worked with the pink one. Okay, so let's see how this works. I mean, what I'll probably do with these is I'll probably end up salvaging these in any case and just kind of manually cutting them out with the craft knife because I don't like to waste things. But I like to get the right settings, you know? Then we can have, our cactus can have more flowers. Do you guys also do the same? Do you try and manually save some of the projects that haven't worked out quite as you'd hoped? I love watching these machines cut. It's so nice. And in the time that it's cutting all of that, I'm freeing 1 flower, or probably half a flower. Just maybe we'll make it. Maybe I'll free 1 flower in the time that it's cut everything. Yes, I freed a flower. So it cut everything and I freed 1 flower. Okay, so I'm actually going to, before unloading it, I actually want to see if it has cut through. So, see, it doesn't quite look like it's cut through. And this is kind of why I wanted to use the rotary blade. Because you can see. But also maybe I have a different expectation from fabric, from felt. Have you guys cut felt as well? Let me know. So see, this one's got 6 passes. It has had 6 passes and it hasn't gone through. Because obviously the first 2 passes were the first 2. And then the second cut was 4 passes. So this has had a grand total of 6. And it kind of cut through. But with the rotary blade, I feel like it would have cut through almost instantly. So what I want to do is I want to try and test the next one, the green one, on the rotary blade. So I'm going to see if I can add a new setting for the rotary blade. And this is kind of also the process that I go through to like troubleshoot these things. Because like, maybe I'm also using the wrong setting. Maybe I shouldn't be using felt. Maybe I should be using felt bonded or something like that. But I mean, it says felt on the package, so you kind of assume that you're going to be using the felt setting. So you see there, it's quite and then it's not all that nice because then it's a little bit messy. It's like frayed a little bit on the edges, which is not all that lekker. So, let me just cut this with the knife. And also with these kinds of things, you know, it's also why I very often tell people that they shouldn't go into business or do something like this for a client the first time that they've done it. Or at least if they do, they should be having the expectation that it'll go wrong. Because just imagine if you have a client that's ordered something like this and you've never made something like this, or you've never cut felt before. Now, you're cutting it for the first time and you've got this client expectation that it'll be perfect, and you're putting all this pressure on yourself, and it's just, the stress is just, it's not even worth it, you know? It's not worth it. And especially this, because this is quite small, and that's going to be very fun to have to cut manually. Yeah, Maya. But like I said, it could just be that I'm using the wrong setting. Let's check the package. Because, I mean, it just says it's felt. It doesn't say that it's bonded felt or anything like that. See, it says bright, okay, obviously this is the bright one, but it says without the need for a deep cut blade. So you don't need the deep cut blade with this one. So that's interesting. And I do feel like the rotary blade is obviously designed for use with fabrics and things like that. So using the knife, using the normal fine point blade or the rotary blade or something like that, it doesn't give you the same effect, because it drags through. It doesn't cut, it doesn't slice. It doesn't do what the rotary blade does, where it cuts like that, as opposed to dragging through. So you almost get slightly frayed edges like this one, whereas if this was cut with the rotary blade, then that would help. Okay, so Terry Ann says, you mentioned you don't want to change the blade pressure. Is it not good to do so? No. It's most of the time I actually do change the pressure. But when it comes to, because this was lifting up off the mat, if you change the blade pressure and then it starts lifting off the mat even more, then that's, well, if it starts lifting off the mat even more, that's because of the pressure. So by increasing the pressure, you're increasing the likelihood that it's dragging it. So if it pulls across the fabric, then by having a higher pressure, then you increase the chance that it'll actually come off the mat. So it's very often better, it's sometimes better to do multiple passes as opposed to increasing the pressure. And this is very true when it comes to things like your cardstock as well. If your cardstock is tearing, then it's more than likely because your pressure is too high, and you actually just rather put on another pass and keep your pressure slightly lower. So that's kind of how I approach those things. And very often when I see people that have had their cardstock that's been torn, it's because their pressure is too high. So let's go to all materials. Okay. Let's just check let's go to the settings. I want to check the settings for felt. Feathers. Okay. So we've got felt acrylic. So let's go felt craft bonded. See, again, fine point blade or the rotary. At least that one had the rotary blade. Acrylic fabric, rotary blade. So maybe let's try this one. Let's try the felt acrylic fabric, because that's put the rotary blade at a pressure of 2000. So, okay. Yes, let's use that one. So I hope that explanation of the pressure and whatnot makes sense. Yeah, I very often know what I mean in my head, but to explain it to somebody else is sometimes a little bit tricky. So I'm going to try for felt acrylic fabric. Let's see what that does. And then again, we're just going to need to change the blade. Oh. There we go. So I'm going to change the blade to the rotary blade now. See how it goes. Okay. I probably also could have done this on the fabric mat, but it's fine. And then we go. This should be quite a quick one because I think it's probably only set to 1 pass. And let's sort of cut out some more of the circles. I mean the flowers while we wait for that. So we've got lots of flowers that we can cut out now. I'm also a bit shocked that it didn't work on the standard settings, though. I'm not going to lie. A little bit disappointed, but I mean, I know for a fact that if we do faux leather, that works beautifully. The rotary blade on the Cricut is just amazing. And like I said, I never trust it when it says to use the fine point blade because of the way that fine point blades behave with fabric. Okay, she's done, and I'm done with 1 extra flower. So we're on the same timing, kind of. Okay. Let's see if that's cut through. And then I'm going to make sure that the cut has actually gone. So let's sort of take our weeding tool. This is what I wanted. And this is why I wanted to use the rotary. At least now, you know, we've done the test and we've seen how it works on the rotary. Where's that little knobby thing? And why we need to use the rotary. Let's zoom out. Okay, so ja, daar sê. See, this is exactly why I wanted to use the rotary. A little bit of convincing there, but barely anything. I mean, look at that. That is what I wanted from the beginning. So maybe clearly the setting that we were using was incorrect, and the blade, even though it told me to use the fine point, and I didn't quite trust it, my instincts were correct. Okay, and look at how beautifully that cut. I mean, you can also now see the difference in the edging between these two. Okay, you see how clean the edge is on this one, and you see how rough the edge is on the green, on the brown. I mean, obviously I can show you on top of each other, but that's exactly why the rotary blade for fabrics is a far superior blade to use. So you can get the job done with the fine point. So if you had to use it on the Joy, you could probably get away with using it on the Joy. But the results that you'll get from the rotary blade, chalk and cheese. Absolutely chalk and cheese. Very, very big difference. But like I said, you don't have to have the rotary blade in order to get it done. You absolutely can do it it'll just take a lot longer. So I'm very glad that that worked. And now what we would essentially be doing now, I don't know how this plays into it. Maybe it's for the bottom. So you'd like, I think what we would do here is you'd have those together like that, and then you'd stitch them up and then stuff them and then maybe stick them on top of that. So like that, you know, we won't really be able to do that now because I don't think it would even work with like a fabric. Yeah, because the indent is on this. That was weird. That was a funny noise. Must be my neighbors closing their windows. The indent comes on that side. So I would imagine you would fold it there or like that way. And then that would work. Stuff them. Because the picture, I really wish I could show you the picture. I can on my computer. Go away. No. Yeah, that's exactly how it works. So they go like that, and then you stitch them on that side, you stuff them, and then they kind of all stand like that. So we won't be able to do them today, but at least we can see exactly how the... Let me actually just take a picture of it quickly and then show you. Because I want you to be able to see what it looks like. It's called a fat barrel cactus. Okay, so that's what it looks like. How cute is that? A felt barrel cactus. I thought it was a fat barrel cactus. I'm a little bit sad now. That's super cute. That's what it's going to look like when I'm done. Like I said, I won't be able to do it now. And then the flowers all go on top of each other. So we'll put those on top of each other like that. And then the other little one, which I haven't quite cut through, on that side. Let's see. This would have worked so well on the Rotary. So well. And this is what I have resorted to doing because I don't want to waste the fabric. So those of you that are here, do you guys have the maker or do you have one of the other machines? I know some of you don't even have Cricuts, but obviously it's nice to see how they perform. But what I will do is I will complete this and then post a picture of it on les socials. Okay, that one I cut a little bit too big. It's fine, better too big than too small. Can you even see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. Okay. I don't know why my aircon is making such a noise. Sorry if you can hear that. Oh, so then that'll be on top. Are they all the same size? No, I've done that the wrong way. There we go. Is everybody still with us? Are we still... Oof. Sometimes I also just say, you know, stuff it. I just recut it with the new settings. Also, again, shows you why test cuts are important. Or like testing this on smaller projects. Oh, so Terry has the Joy. Oh, I love. Do you have the little Joy carry case? This is the little Joy carry case. Mine sits right in front of me. She's so cute. And I can put my mats in on the side here and things like that. It's very, very useful. Very useful. And then that obviously you roll up. Let's just cut off that edge there. It looks a bit chach. I think that's what it looked like. Oh, so it's more of a, it goes out. Interesting. Okay. It's the Cricut knife, yes. It is, this is a really nice craft knife because the blades, I actually did a review on it over the Christmas period. So what's nice about this one is that the blades aren't, I've got so many craft knives. Oh, I think I've packed them all away because I had like 1,200 of them out. But the blade only comes out when you press that button. So you have to give it quite a bit of pressure and then it'll come out, and then you could press it again and then it pulls it back in. So all of the other craft knives that I have, the blade comes out so easily and it drives me up the wall. And you can obviously lock it as well. So there it's got a little, it shows you a little lock. And all that's unlocked, and then that is locked. So now when you press the button, well, you can't even press the button, so it can't come out. It's a very nice craft knife, very nice. And then you also get a pack of replacement blades with it. Very good, very good. Okay, well, we're not going to be able to finish this, like I said, completely in this live. But I want to say a huge thank you for everybody for joining. It was, even though it was a little bit of a fail, it was still lovely to have you with me. Let's transition back here. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining. I hope that you all have an amazing weekend. And I hope to see you in my next video. It'll be interesting to maybe do a slightly bigger project with the felt and actually have the right settings this time. So have an amazing weekend, and I will chat to you all soon. And remember, be kind to someone today. See you soon.